Hi, folks. How y'all doing? I usually read a lot of pretty heavy stuff, and I also read a lot of really hardcore political stuff that probably wouldn't be appropriate for me to make videos on because it's something that would cause controversy if I discuss it openly. But I also let me get into some kind of what you might call fun stuff too. I got a few posters, and anyway, I got this one book. I want to get there's another book, a red book of this. That's actually the earlier stuff. It's the book, one of the books on Wacky Packages. Yes, they came out with a book on Wacky Packages. It's published by Abrams Art Books. Now, I'll tell you the truth, when I saw this advertisement on Amazon for this book, I assumed it would be bigger. I was thinking more like a big standard coffee table size book, so I always felt kind of deceived when I got this little book. But it's got really nice, the pictures of not all the Wacky Packages, but some of the ones that they thought were the best. I remember these things very well. I was such a big of a fan of these things. I would get them from there was an ice cream truck that stopped by our elementary school after school let out. And it was ran by some Arab family. They used to call me Mr. Wacky Packy because I always bought as many Wacky Packages as I could afford. I forget how much they were back then. What they're like 25 cents or something like that, or were they 10 cents? I don't remember. But yeah, so there's those stickers that have this here was a funny one. I thought when I was in 4th grade it was a riot at least. But anyway, yeah. So all these different. You take a standard a product and do a spoof on it. Usually it's pretty childish. Sometimes they're pretty funny. Just stuff that they thought would amuse I guess 6 to 12-year-olds or something like that. So I was 10 years old back in 1975. I guess 9 and 74, and I was a big, tremendous fan of these things. These things in Mad Magazine, although. As you probably know from watching my videos, I don't really consider that type of humor harmless fun anymore like I used to. These supposed humor magazines and little curiosities like these Wacky Packages and stuff like that, I think were very instrumental appendage of cultural Marxist invasion, I think. It just makes young people really, I think, unnecessarily cynical about a lot of things. They might seem innocent on the surface, and of course nowadays things like Mad Magazine and just about anything else that comes out, even amusing little trifles for kids, always have a very decided fucking left slant. It's kind of disturbing. I mean, what are the politics will be like 40, 50 years from now? I mean, it's insane. Well, I know what'll happen. There'll be a major collapse, and people will have to, per force, get more conservative because it's the only way to survive, I would think. Anyway, the reason I want to make this video was that it comes with some free bonus stickers in the back here. From the description I read, I don't know if these are there's something special about these, or either I guess the designs they didn't use or something like that. I don't remember. I know the thing's something special about these stickers.
Sorry to interrupt. Now that you're showing your knife, why not tell us a little about the knife?
I don't know what to say about it.
It's got a spider on it, and it's green, beautiful metallic green.
It's kind of a radioactive green, yeah. I just got it from some...
Or spider web, rather.
I just got it from some smoke shop in San Francisco. I think I got charged too much for it. I paid around $20 for it.
Well, can we see the...
It's made in China. It says made in China there.
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
But it's not a switchblade. You can't get switchblades legally in the United States. It's just a folding knife. You just push it down here, and you can fold it. And then you push this here, and it pops back open. And it's just something I sometimes just carry around with myself, so I sort of feel a little bit more safe, I guess. Although in an actual situation where I would use it, I don't know how I'd bring it into play. I mean, it was a switchblade. It's easier. You want to fuck with me? You sure about that? This thing, I gotta get it out, kind of fold it and everything. And by the time you get this thing out, you probably be stabbed anyway. But
could you please show the web and the spider?
Yeah, it's got some kind of, I don't know what it means or if it means anything. It's got like a spider coming down from a web kind of on it. You know. I don't know, am I supposed to put some poison on this thing or something like that? I don't know. But, yeah. So, it's a knife. I felt I should have some kind of weapon since, like, getting a gun in California is, like, well nigh impossible. I had to have something, so I just got a folding knife.
And you had another knife in Oakland. And a whetstone. You had
someone gave me like a pocket knife because I was worried about those stupid riots for that was that Oscar Brown nonsense or Oscar Grant nonsense that was going on. And so this guy from work gave me a pocket knife. But the funny thing was, it was like it started falling apart when I got home. I swear to God, it's like all this, every screw, everything on it was all loose and shit, and it just like it fell apart into like 3 or 4 different pieces. And anyway, but the guy got that knife. I took it home and I got like a whetstone at the local supermarket. They had some sundries and stuff or whatever you call them that they sold there, and I got a whetstone. I polished, sharpened it, just so I'd feel like I had something. Although I don't know how much it would really protect me in a real serious situation, but I had to get something. So let's see about these. What does it say about the Wacky Packages? I forgot. Wacky Packages. Abrams books. New wormy packages. Alright. So I'm not gonna spend all day looking for it. If it's not easy to find, I'm just gonna go ahead and open the stupid things. But there's something about Wacky Packages. Yeah, I'm not finding it. Screw it, we'll just open up and see what there is.
What was it about?
There was like some description of what was special about these Wacky Packages they're offering us. Because they're clearly, I don't think they're the same ones that they sold.
That's on the cover, I think, isn't it?
Includes bonus pack of rare and unreleased. Okay, this will be like either like very rare Wacky Packages or ones they never bothered using. And I know, like, I'm sure they do this with all kinds of bubblegum cards. There'll be a series, like say there's like 30 different cards in the set you want to collect, and that's your object of buying the cards. You want to get all 30. There'll always be like 1 or 2. They don't print out very many. They'll only print like maybe 5 or 6 of them, and they distribute them all over the country. So that it's like you won't be able to. So you got to keep buying more and more and more, and it's just to get you to keep buying them. It's a trick they use because you know the people that long-nosed people that run things they're very, very, very keen on psychology, and it's one of the tricks they use. They make some items intentionally scarce, so you got to keep buying like way more than you otherwise would, trying to get that last 2 or 3 for you to complete your collection. But
and you, of course, you wanted the Big Muck instead of
Big Muck was, I think, the 7th series take on the Big Mac hamburger, and nobody I knew ever was able to find one of those. So that was obviously one of the rare ones.
Unfortunately, there are actually pictures of it on the internet, though. So.
Yeah, we found a picture of it. I saw a picture of it on the. They had a big puzzle. You get like you put together the cards from one of the Wacky Packages, and they also had like a series checklist, and I think there was a little thumbnail of each one. And I think I saw the.
So you saw a tiny picture of it.
Yeah.
In connection with the packaging, and all your friends and you wanted that one so badly, I bet.
All my friends, it's kind of deceptive. I think there's only like maybe like 3 or 4 of us out of the whole like 4th and 5th grade who actually bought those stupid things. But anyway, so here's the Wacky Packages.
Oh boy!
That they gave me. They come with the book. Now there's a red book that has earlier stuff. I said I want to get that book too, but because the earlier stuff was, I mean, when I was connected, I really wanted to get hold of like the 1st and 2nd series, but of course. Back in those days, you couldn't buy shit on eBay. If you just missed the boat, you know, you were just out of luck, you know. Also, I got fuzzy globs. I don't know what this is. Some kind of ice cream, I guess. What's that a take of?
Oh.
Fuzzy globs. What does that
Mucus
mean?
Walnut.
What is that supposed to be a parody of? I can't.
That really good vanilla ice cream that came out in the 1980s.
Oh,
or very early 90s.
The real name of it.
Frusion. I remember my mother bought a container of it. It was probably the best vanilla ice cream I ever had in my life, and I remember the commercial of it on TV.
Well,
Frusion Glagen or something.
Do a parody of an item that was even rare like 30 years ago, it's going to be kind of hard to figure out. Okay, so we got Fuzzy Gloobs.
Fusion
a lot
Glossion.
over the I don't know, kind of stuff.
Something like that.
Ghoul Talk, game of truth or scare, designed just for you. Some Ghoul Talk.
Girl Talk, maybe.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Truth or Dare.
Although I never seen anything called Girl Talk, but it's a parody of something that was scarce even in the day, I think. So we could like sit here all day trying to rack our brains trying to figure out.
Are they making?
Well, this is why they never released it, because it was too obscure, and they figured the kids won't get it, so they didn't want to release it. But now they're like, yeah, we can do it. Like 40 years later, people get a kick out of it.
Yeah, they need to, I guess, pick only products that everybody's familiar with.
So that's what it gets worse. I mean, Powerless Glove. It must be Power Glove.
Oh, for Nintendo? Nintendo Power Glove.
I have no idea. I'm buffaloed. I don't get it. I'm stumped. This one here, snookered must be Schmuckers. Bottle of scotch must be butterscotch. Butterscotch, is that stuff you pour into ice cream to give it flavor? Or is that what that is? I don't know.
Smuckers. Huh. There's someone
I don't know.
partying with it. These are great.
Yeah, these seem a lot more detailed than the ones we used to get back in the 70s. There's a lot more.
Did you?
I think when the ones they made in the 70s, they knew they're going to be small, so they intentionally made them less detailed so you can see them better on the small format. Because these got so much detail. You know, you can look at it with a magnifying glass and see all the detail on these things, which is not. This wasn't how they did them back in the 70s. I can tell you, because I mean, look at these. You know, you can see it's like it's very. You know, there's not a lot of real tight detail in them. And this must be I'm in the magazine ones I was telling you about. This is what I remember. So, but this was a Wacky Packages that put these out. It was some other. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, the Dumb and Crazy Idiotic Salt. What's that? Dumb and Crazy. What's that? Of course, you know, 50 years later, you can't think of like every product that was on the supermarket shelves back then. But here's one of those magazine ones. I don't remember them selling the magazine ones in the regular Wacky Packages. That was some other product that sold those. Maybe if I read the instructions to the book, I would have some idea what the hell's going on here. Scotch Magic.
Tragic and tragic. Oh.
But yeah, I also want to do a video. I got some old like humor magazines. I want to do a video about that because I got some. I mean, I'm not like one of those like super collectors. I've seen some stuff like on Facebook, on the internet, where people take their picture and they have like the wall behind them. We have taped up like all these like must be like $100,000 worth of old fucking magazines. I just got a few interesting things here and there I can show you, and I thought it was a big idea, and I came up with the idea, but then I started joining some of these Facebook groups, and I was like, I'm embarrassed. I have hardly anything to show compared to these people, but of course I lost a lot of stuff because I got a lot of stuff stolen from me by that goddamn Shanzer piece of shit.
There was actually a TV show called The Super Collectors.
Oh yeah, I seen some really there was that one about these people they buy out like someone's garage full of stuff, and they go through it and they find all this like really gnarly stuff, and they buy it like dirt cheap from these people.
Well, I thought it's if you have a theme, like a girl, like let's say she loves unicorns and she fills up her entire house with nothing but unicorn themed stuff, and of course
Mitch's dad had this weird collection of like glass like clowns, like just like knick-knack things. It's like kind of disturbing actually. But I forget, there was a show of these people that buy out like estates, kind of, or they drive around Middle America and they just see someone has an old wreck of a car out in front of the house, and they ask to see their garage, and they find all these old cars, and they buy all this stuff for like $500, and it's worth like at least $25,000. They rip people off basically, because again, you know, the showbiz people, they're the. But yeah, so these are my free Wacky Packages. I'll let you know when I get the red book. I'm sure there'll be some interesting things in there. But hey, look at that angry girl. Yeah, that's what I like about these things. Those little details. Oh, creep. Of course, Crust is the one they put on the cover as a better.
I was just going to mention Crust. I didn't know they did more than one for the same product. They sure did.
I like the pinhead on that. Milk muds. Stupid mud. And, oh yeah. There you go, Mr. Mean.
Oh. Fink size.
Fink size. Set of king
What
size.
What happened to the word fink? It used to be used. Nobody uses that.
It's a name. It's a Jewish name, actually. Weak germ. I mean, even when I was a kid, sometimes I was like, what is this supposed to be a parody of? Because I would like all the cigars. I didn't smoke cigars when I was in 5th grade, obviously. So, I mean, I would kind of puzzle over some of these.
You've smoked some cigars, though, later in life.
Yeah, like 20 years later. I mean, yeah.
Oh, of course, but maybe that.
Hey, there's
could be
another
video.
retarded looking ape.
Oh.
That'd be a fun job, just painting retarded looking apes all day.
Progresso, Progresso.
Some of these are pretty fun. Yep, Mud Magazine. Sleepy instead of creepy. You know, clunky. Pepto-Dismal.
They put a lot in here. How many pages is this book?
I don't know.
Oh, Pepto-Bismol. That's a good one.
But considering it covers like 4 or 5 entire series, this is only a fucking just hardly a chip off the iceberg. Now after the Wacky Packages kind of like burned themselves out. I remember the 80s, they were starting to come out with like Garbage Pail Kids, but you know, by that time I was in my 20s and I really wasn't interested in that stuff. I thought it was like really kind of childish and dumb by that point, you know. But Karen remembers them. I guess she's a few years younger than me. I guess she was in the...
Well, I got a pin of all things, like pin that you could pin on your shirt showing a Garbage Pail Kid, because I think I might have left it in the package because I thought it'd be worth something down the road later in life.
Yeah, now I can sell all your shit on eBay. It's like, remember a kid growing up, you always hear stories about people who would find like these like incredibly rare, unbelievable, priceless treasures at swap meets for like mere pennies, and it'd be worth like millions of dollars. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but it's like, and now that's a problem. Now everyone thinks their crap is worth a fortune. The thing is, though, you know, a lot of the stuff you think is gonna be a priceless treasure, you sell on eBay, you're lucky to get like maybe like $3 or $4 for it, you know. And then you gotta charge like $4 shipping just to make a profit on it. Jeez. I remember this one. I couldn't figure out what that was when I was a kid.
Bosco drinks his Bosco.
Yeah, we didn't have Bosco out here, so that was an East thing. So yeah, I didn't get that one.
But you drew the Bosco bear later.
Well, Bosco is also a Warner Brothers cartoon. He was like the little black boy or something like that. I just put some like bear ears on him so it wouldn't be quite so racist and shit.
Messy marker. It's a bloody mess.
Ew.
I remember these kinds of markers. Do you?
No. They had a lot of weird art supplies in I remember the 70s. Remember there was a cube, and it was like made of like compressed like whatever that wax stuff they use, like colored pencils, but it was all different colors. And it's like, that's so stupid because like, oh, I want to use red. There's a little bit of red on the corner here, so I use that to. But it was all different colors, all mixed together. It's like, how are you supposed to use that stupid thing? Only in the 70s would someone like think that's a good idea to mark or something like that. I swear to God.
So if you want to draw in rainbow.
Yeah, but you can't control. It's like, I like to know. If I use a red marker, I want a red marker or a red pencil or a blue pencil. I don't want like some big bushed up thing that I got to look around and see what colors are available to use. You know. It's like something fucking Brian Prosser would invent. This guy I know, he said, "Oh, I got all kinds of drawing paper in my house. I got all kinds of paper, really?" And it's like, "Yeah." And I go over to his house. It's like all this paper, but it's all water stained. I'm like, "Oh, what do I do with this?" He goes, like, "Oh, look, you can see all these things, and you can like bring them out." And I'm like, "That's not how I work."
Like-
Thanks, though. You know.
He said, "That's not how I work." But he wanted you to draw around the stains and turn them into profiles.
Yeah, I
of
guess that's
people.
something fun to do.